Hello and welcome again. So for this new tutorial, I was thinking perhaps doing something more simple. We're making a spell casting circle, a spell circle, and you'll be able to modify. Where is it? You will be able to modify its emissive, so you can pretend it's just spawning, or maybe the colors grow more intense when your casting circle is on its climax. You can use it in many ways, right? Again, I'm over explaining everything, although it is pretty simple, but I'm over explaining it so you can understand really what's going on. And after we're done with this, we can move on to more complex spell circles. Yeah, circles that can just rotate in different directions. And this is going to show you basic principles, right? When you make your textures. So let's get right on it. First, we need to make this texture. Okay, this is this texture has 3 channels. So on the red one, it's the basic. On the green one, it has a bit of a tighter and perhaps more intense colors, and on the blue one, it's just a gradient that is pixelated, but ours won't be. So again, yeah, let's just get on it. Let's enter Photoshop. We can make a document of 1024 by 1024. That's fine. We open it up. Let's create a new layer here. I went on Google Images, just typed tribal sign, and I found this one. For me, it's going to be this really simple one, but you can create yours, or you can search it wherever you want, right? So I just downloaded this one, and so yeah, let's put it on Photoshop. We just drag it, and it fits there. And first of all, we need to get rid of this white background, right? Because it's gonna render on our material, and we don't want it. We want it to be transparent. So just go on the Magic Wand tool and start selecting it. Hold Shift so you can add more selections, right? Just select everything. Again, we're doing this so we get rid of the white background. So just keep selecting it. There we go. Now, if you press delete, you're gonna delete the... Oh, well, we can't. We need to rasterize it first. So first, we go layer. Is it over here? I can't recall. Yeah, rasterize smart object. Okay, now we can. So if you press delete, you're gonna get rid of the black parts, and you don't want that. So you need to press and hold Control, Shift, and Y. That inverts the selection, and now you can erase. And you got rid of the white background. That's great. Now we need to Control, Shift, and Y again. So invert it once more. And we need to open up a new layer. Let's hide this one for now. Okay, we only have the selection. I want you to hold Alt and press backspace so you fill the selection with color. But wait, we don't want to make the same one. Perhaps... Okay, so Control C, so we go back. Let's make this selection tighter. So go on Select, Modify, and it's Contract. No, Expand. Expand it by perhaps 2. Nope, I got it wrong. Control C. It was Contract. Yeah, contracted by 2. Yeah. Now you can hold Alt and backspace to fill it. Okay, and now Control D to erase the selection. There you go. So one is tighter, the other one is more full. And that's fine. We need 2 different ones. Okay, and actually, maybe we'll modify it as we go. But for now, let's say that this is fine. We need a 3rd layer though, so open up a new layer, and we want to make a gradient, right? So perhaps, let's see. Where are you? Let's just do it with a selection. So selection. Oh, right. So if you left click and hold it, you can check the options. Elliptical. You click and drag, then you hold Shift. So it's a perfect circle, and then you can also hold your spacebar, so you can try and center it up. So you just want to make it way bigger. And okay, this is the horizontal center. There we go. Okay. So I guess we just fill it. Or perhaps we need to make it smaller. Yeah, honestly, maybe smaller. So yeah, just again, Alt backspace and you filled your selection. Now you need to hold Ctrl D to erase it. We are on the layer of the gradient, right? Now hold Ctrl T to be able to modify. And if you want to modify it, if you want to downscale it perfectly, you need to hold Shift and Alt or here and just drag. So perhaps around here is fine. Now we press Enter to confirm. And let's go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. This is... Perhaps we need it to be... We need it to be way bigger, it seems. And also a different color. This is not helping really. Let's go to the background, enable it, and let's make it black with Alt and backspace. We will need to switch the colors. Come on. Well, this should be fairly simple. So just hold Control and left click on the image of your layer, so it selects your pixels. And let's hide the rest. Let's go on image. We should have done this with the first one, but well, you learn from these things, I guess. So go on hue and saturation and just put the lightness on top. Now it's white. Now we need to do the same with the rest. So we go on this bottom one. We need to again select the pixels with hold Ctrl and left click, and you click on the image. We got the pixels. Now again image and adjustments. Where were we? Oh, hue and saturation. Okay. We fixed that mistake. It's fine now. Yep. It's all good. And also for the gradient, we need to do the same. Let's make it white. There we go. We also need to make it bigger. So Ctrl T, hold Shift and Alt. Maybe there, we need to see. So Enter and erase the selection with Ctrl D. And now let's go to, again, Gaussian blur and see if this is better. So the middle is way too strong. We need to downscale it again. Maybe here, Enter again. So Gaussian blur. We could have also made a gradient, and perhaps that would have been easier. But I think this is looking fine. This is looking fine now. So just press OK. I'm not really liking that this symbol, like, well, the symbol is not really, it doesn't have much symmetry, right? So I would have liked that this gradient was or here, but I'm afraid we will cut the design if we do it. So let's just keep it there. And let's see how it works for us. Maybe it's fine, or maybe it isn't. We will need to see. So we have this done. Now we need to create one more. So click on new, go on again the same size and create. And what we want to do is assign each layer to a channel. So for example, you could, let's say that you wanted only this texture, all right? You could just save this image and then go to Unreal, you know, make your material, make a texture sample, and have one of these. And then for the other two, also make more texture samples for each one of them, right? But that consumes more memory and you want to optimize, right? So what you can do is this. We have this new image. We go here in channels. We want to paste each texture, or we want to paste one texture in red, one in green, and one in blue. You'll see exactly how that works later if you are still a little lost. So back to your main, you need to hold Ctrl and A to select everything. Then hold Ctrl, Shift, and C. So we copy it. So Ctrl, Shift, C. Then we go here, red channel, Ctrl, Shift, B, and you pasted it. That's good. Now we need to hide this again. And again, Ctrl, Shift, C to copy. We go on green, Ctrl, Shift, B. And lastly, we go on the gradient, Ctrl, Shift, C. Channel blue, Ctrl, Shift, B. So if you press on RGB, you can see the sum of everything, right? We have the blue channel, the red, and the green. Well, that are combined, right, on this one. But now you will save this texture, and this texture is gonna come with these 3 channels that you can use. And that saves you the effort of having 3 textures, right? And as a separate node. So yeah, let's just click on here. Let's save it. Tribal. I'll just name it like that. Save it on as a TGA. Click OK. Now back on Unreal, you want to import. I'm gonna put my content browser here. You want to import your texture here. So where is it? Tribal TGA. And there we have it. So now, well, let's check it out, right? We have all of the channels here. You can see them. And we want to change this. Where is it? Compression quality. No, it's here. Is it here? Oh, wait. How did I forget this? Hold on. Oh, of course, texture group. So just save it as, where is it? Effects. There we go. Let's save it. And now let's just erase this. Well, this is mine, right? Just to show you what we're going to do. Let's go on our new material. I just created one from scratch and I named it Spell Circle. We want it to be first additive and unlit. Also two-sided. Okay, great. Now let's click on our texture and hold T to bring it up. If we hook it, you can see it's there, and I think we will need to make the gradient bigger, or this isn't gonna work. Or actually, this main texture needs to be smaller. We'll need to do that in Photoshop for sure. But as you can see, this texture sample has 3 channels. If you hook the red, you can only see what's in the red. If you hook the blue, you can only see what is in the blue, right? That saves you, again, the effort of having 3 with different textures so you can work on them. Although sometimes you need that. So let's go back to Photoshop and Well, the reason that I want, the reason of why I want to modify it, it's because the gradient isn't really fitting the whole circle. And I want this gradient to be used as some kind of parameter or boundary that helps me modify when this is appearing or not. And so far it is really small, so it's not gonna help me. And maybe this isn't really making sense to you since you're new, but as we create it, you will definitely understand why we used this blue texture. So let's go back to Photoshop, and we need to scale this down. I wonder if we can do it through here. So can we control these two at the same time? So control A, then control T. No, we'll need to backtrack. Okay, so escape, main texture. Okay, let's hide this gradient. We want to click on one layer and then hold control and click on the other one. That way we are getting control of both of the travel signs. Then control T, and we need to scale it down. And actually, I think we need to see what's going on the gradient. So control C for now. So we go back and enter. Okay, here's our gradient. Now again, we grab these two. Let's scale it down. I'm guessing it's gonna have to be like this. I don't quite like it though. What if we put it more over here? Do we just stretch it? Well, just for the sake of the example, it's gonna have to be like this. But probably you want to you want to choose something more circular, for sure. But yeah. So again, it doesn't really matter the order. Let's just hide everything. Control A, then Control Shift C, and let's paste this one. Let's say in red. Control Shift B. Now the same. We go on the next one. Control Shift C, and we paste it here. Control Shift B. All right. This seems better, but the gradient again isn't really covering those edges. What if we just scale it over here? I'm just afraid that we are gonna have trouble with this edge, but we'll have to try and see how we fare with it. So let's save it, and let's go back to Unreal, and on the texture we need to click on Rainport, and it quickly updates. This should be better, for sure it should be better. And we need one more texture, so we need to go back to Photoshop now and create a new one. This one does not need to be as big, so we can create a 512 by 512. Wait, this isn't 12. Okay. All right. So this one just needs to be a normal noise. So just go on filter, video, where was it? Sharpen, oh, render clouds. This should be enough for, let's see, was it difference clouds? Yeah, honestly, I think this should be fine. Just the normal clouds. This should be okay. Yep, this should be okay. So let's import this as a noise. So save as, this is noise. Although you should be using something like T underscore noise test. Okay. TGA, just save it. There we go. Back to Unreal. Let's bring up our texture. So content browser, import, and where is it? Noise test. There we go. Let's just hold it and try it here. All right, so we needed these two textures to make it work. And that's so far for now, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.